What's up, everybody? This is Jeremy.
This is Dustin, back for one more week.
Last week.
This is the last week. This week we're talking about Jeremy's long hair and how he's addicted to coffee, drinking it out of prescription bottles.
We did not agree to start the show that way.
That's how we ended it.
See you on the other side.
Bye. Wait, hi.
We're running straight to the battle lines, destroying every work of the enemy. It's our time to lead the fight, revealing to the world who we're meant to be. We're coming like a flood and we can't be stopped. A generation rising up. We set fire to the white flag.
Hi, everybody.
We're back.
I'm sad.
Why are you sad?
It's your last week here.
I know, you're afraid James is coming back.
James is coming back. I'm happy again.
Why were you sad then?
Well, I don't know. Short-sightedness.
You got a really weird way of expressing affection. You're like, I'm really sad you're gone. But James is coming back, so I don't really care about you.
James is coming back next week. He won't make fun of me. He won't make...
That's not true.
No,
You know what, though?
He doesn't direction into me while I'm sitting here. Mostly Garner.
But here's the deal,
We don't have to look him in the eyes.
What you don't know is that this whole time he's been out, I've been telling him you're the one who asked for him to be off. So when he comes back, there's a chance he's going to be super ticked off at you. So there's a chance, like, everything's going to be focused back on you.
You wanna hang out for another few weeks? Or?
So here's the deal. People are still texting me, messaging me, sending me emails.
Texting you?
I have people texting me.
Who uses text anymore? All right, yeah, people use text. You're right.
Not you, because you lose your phone for weeks at a time.
I got a new one. I got an
after
iPhone
like 3
8.
weeks.
I got an iPhone 8.
No, that won't last long.
I'm like the coolest dude ever.
How many phones have you broken?
Every one of them.
Every one of them. Did you get a case on this one?
No, I don't have a case.
Why
Let me
don't
show
you
you
put a case on?
Watch, listen. I'm smarter than I
No,
wised
you're
up.
not.
I'm 30 years old now. The iPhone 8 here, fellas, has glass on the front and the back.
So now you get to smash both sides.
Twice the chance to break it, right? Now wait, for an extra $11 a month, you get insurance on these that they will replace it. Anything that happens, they can't refuse you. So I said, I drop it in the toilet. They're
You
like,
still
new
pay.
phone.
You still pay a deductible.
Okay, but it's $11 a month.
But it's $100 deductible.
You
$11
replace
a
your
month.
screen. Listen, you replace your screen one time in a year. You've paid for it, and trust me, I'm replacing this bad boy at least 5.
So $11 a month, $132 a year, plus $100
Did you
deductible,
just do that math
which
in your
means
head, or-
$232 to get a new phone.
Say that again. What?
$132, basically
Now
a year.
wait a second. They didn't tell me anything about a fee.
And a deductible.
A
It's
deductible on
$100
what?
deductible
This
for
ain't
a new
health
phone.
insurance.
$100 deductible for a new phone. So you're paying $232 to get a new phone. Every time.
I don't want to talk about this
And
anymore.
they'll only do it once a
I
year.
don't want to talk about this anymore.
You need to buy a case. A case is $30.
Hey Siri, could you buy me a case?
You actually asked her.
If you turn on location services, go to location services settings.
Hey, shut up and get me a case. Okay, so
She
all right.
doesn't. She doesn't work like that. We gotta have a conversation about phones
No,
here.
okay, yeah.
All
Siri's usually not like that with me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, what were we talking
I
about?
don't know.
James is coming back.
We could ask Garner, but you can't reach him.
How long were you sitting on that one?
I just made
2
it
weeks.
up. I just now made it up.
I want to believe that you've been waiting for the right moment.
People have been so frustrated that
I'm
we
doing
make
this
fun
with
of
my
Garner all the
hands.
time because he's such a nice guy.
He's like the kindest
Yeah,
guy.
until you talk about his height, then he gets super ticked off.
Yeah, like the Hulk.
That's why we cage him
Like
up
a little Hulk.
during every one of these. Like a little Hulk.
Oh man.
So listen, I just want to say some nice things about Garner. I thought maybe you and I can come up.
Okay.
I want to say 3 things nice about him each.
Okay, go.
Okay. He smells nice.
He sings so well.
He has hair. Good. I mean, nice hair.
He has hair.
So I'm trying. I'm
That's a
working.
compliment.
I'm working. I don't know. Well, it is to me. I don't have any.
Well, okay.
I mean, for you, it's you have enough hair to
He's a good dad and husband.
That's 2 things.
No, he's a good dad and husband. I said it faster.
But it's
That makes
still
it-
two things.
Okay, go.
Well, you took one of mine because I
Oh.
was going to say maybe he's a good husband.
Maybe?
No, I mean, I was going to
Oh,
say.
you need to work on your complimenting.
Well, I'm the one who's had to do the
He-
counseling with him. Hello.
Let's say something nice about Garner. Well, he has hair, and chances are, let me get a coin out. He might be a good dad and husband.
No, he's a great dad.
All right.
And he is a great husband, I've heard.
Garner, we love you. And, our love language is negativity.
Come here, let me beat you up, brother. That's
Okay.
what you do to your younger brothers.
No,
So
my wife
people
and
who
I.
don't understand, like people who don't know us, or maybe
Yeah.
even people who do that think we're so negative on Garner. Hey, when we get done, you know what? We all hug it
Relax.
out.
No,
we don't.
Maybe that's how we all got pink eye. Oh man, this is weird. No, my wife and I, we have a 3-year-old. We have a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and 1 year, and we're convinced that the 3-year-old's love language is violence.
That is not good.
It's really not. But like, I'll come in the door and he will like hit me. He won't like say a word. He'll just like run across and boom.
Yeah, and as
I'm
they
like,
get
I love-
taller, that becomes really
Yeah,
dangerous.
Right now, it's okay.
Yeah, right now it's like a kneecap.
Yeah, it's weird though. His love language is violence. With my parents, with his grandma and grandpa, like
Yeah.
it's like no, you like love is kind, love is gentle, love is patient, love is rubbing people's faces.
Rubbing people's faces.
I don't know. I
All right.
went off script there. I
Nope.
left the Bible and it got weird.
Just so you know, from now on, I'm
What are
going to
we-
show you love.
Okay, what are we talking? No.
You said it.
We're not
And
doing video
from now,
on this.
From now on, though, you cannot get mad at us for rubbing your face.
Who was that
We're
just
trying
touched
to
me?
show you
The
love.
ghost of James's past or future.
Well, this is the deal.
This
Okay.
might be the weirdest podcast I've ever been on.
Well, this is that's why we don't let you on them because they get more weird than this. But okay, you just saw James Galbraith's hand, and now the truth comes out. The reason he hasn't been able,
he's
is 'cause
alive?
We can't afford another camera guy, and he can't hold the camera and do the podcast. So we're like, we don't know what to do.
We should get him like one of those chest cameras that just as he's talking.
That wouldn't be very modest.
Oh,
I don't even know why.
No, it is modest. It's as long as he's not wearing something under the camera.
Wow, this is really taking off.
I would like to talk about. Yeah, thank you
Something
for that.
really serious, like last week.
No.
I want to talk about something really serious.
No, my voice.
So there's
didn't,
this word I couldn't think of.
so my voice didn't change like that, which means I would like to talk about what is coming up with our ministry because that's why people listen to this podcast. I just spit. Not to listen to our ridiculous banter.
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, me either. So I think they tune in to listen to your guys' banter.
I think this is a joyful ride to work for them. Like that's why
which
we
means we got to
joke,
hurry up because they're
we
probably at work
laugh.
already.
No, they're not, and they'll carry us into work with them.
I don't know about that. If
Yeah,
you
we
care,
are a pretty
if you-
heavy couple. Well, we're not a
Wait a
couple, but
second.
you know what I'm saying.
let's talk about what's coming up with our ministry, okay?
Yep.
If you actually listen to us at work, let us know that somehow. Email us or send James
Most
a
of you
message.
listen on your way at work, I bet. Well, no, probably not. We don't get it out early enough.
We
for
should
the
send
day.
out a survey to when people listen to this. Hey, Instagram has like this new vote thing.
I saw that.
You've seen that? Like
Yeah.
on the stories?
Yep.
Okay, follow Here Be Lions on Instagram.
Yes.
All of you. Every single
why
one
are
of
you
you.
not already doing that?
I don't know. We've said it many times. It's like parenting kids.
And we just lost the other 30 listeners.
Like, don't eat my Snickers bar.
The people who came back from last week who were like, I'm not going to listen anymore. Okay, I'll listen one
I'll
more
give
time.
them one more shot.
And you just, thanks a lot, Jeremy.
Yeah, you're
So next week, Dustin and James will be back doing the podcast.
All
Because
right,
we encourage
listen up, you morons.
we only make fun of the people working for us, not the people listening to us.
I'm sorry. We love you. Hey, if you have a phone, specifically an iPhone 8, could you tell me if there's a deductible if you've replaced it? And follow us on Instagram. I'm going to look that up because that makes me a little bit nervous. The $11 ain't looking so good.
Yeah, $11 sounds great, man.
It
You
really
gotta
does.
add that up. For
I didn't
year
read the fine print, and Verizon's got a lot of it.
to
Did
your
I just say that
contract.
out
By the
loud?
time you're done, it's
Bleep that out.
$264 of insurance over a 2-year plan plus a $100 deductible.
Okay.
That's only if you drop it.
Like I
and
said, you're
break it
making me
once.
depressed. So stop talking about the phone. Here we go.
Here, you want me to make you love you?
Please go to Instagram. Please go to Instagram, follow us, and James or somebody will post an Instagram story
Ooh,
and you can vote on where you listen to the podcast.
sweet.
Although I think you only get 2 options, so we'll have to narrow that
Yes
down.
or no?
On the toilet or off the toilet.
Yes. I can't. That's where I read.
Okay. Moving on. Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something serious. We are quitting. No, I'm kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. So we are starting up some new things. We're actually not quitting. We're doing more.
Yes. Yeah, we're expanding.
Okay, so when
Again.
we started Here Be Lions podcast, it was you and James.
Yes.
In a van, in a park.
Dustin Smith Ministries, actually.
Dustin
That's what it
Smith
was.
Ministries, DSM.
Yep.
Okay, and so then eventually you said, you know what? I don't need this anymore.
No, that's not what I said. So what I said was, we're expanding. We're doing so much more, and we're going to be doing more podcasts. That I'm not going to be the only voice on this. That you need to become more a part of this.
DSM became Here Be Lions.
Yep. And
that
so
purpose.
you guys moved into the role of doing the Here Be Lions podcast, which is really more oversight of what is happening in the ministry for the other things. So it'll constantly bring up the things that are happening in the ministry.
Right.
And then I'm going to be a part of some new ones.
More of a recap
Yeah.
podcast now.
Yeah. So we're moving into where we're going to be doing a podcast for Healing is Right. And I'm going to be heading that up, and we're actually bringing in some special guests on that, which will be Dane and Candace Minen,
Nice.
who are incredible people that are out.
They really are.
They're praying for people. Like I love them because there's mom and dad,
Yep.
husband and wife, and they're basically praying for people all over the place. She's a stay-at-home mom. He's a salesman.
Yep.
And they pray for people everywhere they go. She was just telling me the other day.
Literally everywhere they
she's
go.
sitting in the car with her kids while Dane is in at the grocery store.
Right.
And a lady gets out of a car that is limping, and she said from the looks of it, it's somebody probably been through cancer. And so she gets out of the car and walks up to the lady and just starts to pray for her. He asks her,
Says, "Kids, stay in the
has
car."
A great has a great conversation with her just outside the car, and ends up getting to pray for her and see God do some cool things. And they're seeing that all over the place. And I just loved it that they're doing it.
Yeah.
They just take it seriously, the command to go pray for the sick.
Right.
And so they're stepping out doing it. So we're going to interview them. We're going to talk to them. They're going to be a part of this podcast. I know Jordan and Faith Klaus.
Yep.
Faith has been in the medical profession, and we're going to start talking about proactive healing. I've always said, I think I'm going to interview Drew too, my son who's healed of egg allergies. We haven't really talked about that, but
Yeah, we
I want
should
to talk about that on the podcast.
Highlight that. Such
When
a cool
that
thing.
happened, I realized if you get healed of something, that you can slip back into something, to get sick again because of the way you eat or because of,
Sure.
what is it that God heals somebody of diabetes and then they just keep down in sugar all the time when we
Sure.
know that sugar is a major cause and a major problem. So,
things, yeah.
so my thing is why don't we start helping people understand healthy living too, so we can be proactive in our healing?
Right, because God made us and made our bodies.
Yeah, to heal
To
itself,
not be
really.
sick, yeah.
And so we want to start stepping into that, even in ourselves. So
Yeah.
I said, we want God. We want to see
Amen.
some proactive side of it. So reactive side, which is right now, we're going to pray for those who are sick. That's what we're called to do. But on the other side of it, we can do some things to
Right.
keep ourselves from not getting
So
sick.
reacting to sickness and proactively guarding against it.
Yeah, so we're going to do that, and we're going to
Both
talk.
sides.
I know Faith is passionate about that. And she's in the medical profession. We have several people that are in the medical profession
Yeah.
that she'll be talking to and talking about that we've actually been asking questions of that I think is going to be great for this podcast. And then we're actually starting a Be Fierce men's podcast. So we have had the Be Fierce app out, and the devotions are going great.
They are.
You've been writing for it, Pastor Tom, Aaron Pisers, Clint Kaler, Jesse Weedman. All these guys are writing, and we are
Brendan.
getting tons of
Good job,
great
man.
stuff from this, from the devotionals. And
Yes.
a lot of people are talking about
We've
it.
had hundreds of them, yeah.
So we really felt like now we need to start being really another voice to men and have something, because we eventually want this to build into families. Women, we want it to be Fierce Women. We want it to be Fierce Families. But we've really got to raise up the fathers. We really have to raise up men first.
Right on.
And so we're going to go after what we know we can do. And so we're going to start a podcast, and I'll be heading that up. And we're going to be actually starting that in the next couple weeks. So you guys, you can start looking for that. ladies, I know a lot of you read the Be Fierce devotionals, which, sometimes can be a little probably shocking because we're addressing it towards men, but maybe it helps you understand us a little bit more.
Amen.
So, but you can start telling people about the podcast. Make sure you follow The Healing is Right. And again, we talked about origins, where these things came from. I think that everybody needs to understand when we put these things out, you can actually help us by telling other people that need these. So you may not need them.
Right.
You may not, if you're, Be Fierce Men, if you're a lady out there listening to this, you may not obviously feel like I need the Be Fierce Men's.
Right.
But when I travel, I had some elderly ladies come up to me in Australia and start asking about our ministry. Well, I'm not going to tell them about Be Fierce Men.
Sure.
I'm not even going to tell them about all about worship.
Right.
And not even Here Be Lions. I actually just told them about Healing is Right because I knew right then that they were people who were people of prayer.
That's the tool, yeah.
I knew that they would go after that prayer wall. I knew that they would tell other people about it. Then some guys came up and were talking to me, and I was like, hey, you guys should really connect to our Be Fierce app.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I use it the same
Pretty
way as anybody can use it, and it gives you connection points. Here Be Lions, you can talk about the music, you could talk about the things that we're getting to do, all that, coming to people's churches, ministering, and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So you have an avenue, and we're trying to create several different avenues, and we're expanding those to continually put tools in your hand. We feel like our whole ministry functions off of fivefold ministry. I feel like every one of our guys functions in an area of either pastoral or teaching or apostolic, prophetic. We flow in those areas. So what we want to do is we want to do what the fivefold ministry is for, equip the body to do the work.
Amen.
And so we're trying to do that.
Yeah.
And that's why we're doing the podcast. We joke, but even I know some of you are like, okay, it goes too far. And there's some people are like, oh, you laugh too, it's too fun, but too fun, too much fun at the beginning.
Too annoying.
Yeah. But you know what? We realize like there's so much seriousness out there.
Yeah.
We want to come with some joy and some life. And I know some of you love it. Some other people don't enjoy it as much. So we want to create obviously tools that can help reach those people who may not enjoy that kind of stuff as much. But for us, we realize laughter is good medicine, and for us, we're going to come after this with joy. We're going to come after it with life. And we want you to know we take it seriously, obviously, but that doesn't mean you can't have any fun and it can't have any life. And Jesus came that you might have life and have life abundantly.
More abundant.
And this is an overflow for us. So we hope that this is good for you. We hope that you enjoy it.
Right.
And if you don't, then we'll create a different podcast for you to enjoy.
Yeah. So speaking of joking, so what really happened here, people, was our ratings really started tanking over the last few weeks. So we were like, Dustin, you should really start another podcast and bring James back. No. So we have Here Be Lions podcast. It'll continue to be going.
Yes.
We have a new podcast starting up, Healing is Right.
It'll come out in November with a new website.
With a new website. Yeah, you looked at me like with a question mark there.
I was asking because that's your area.
A new website, which is already running.
Yeah.
And a new app.
New app.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be.
So a new app, and we'll be introducing some new people to our audience.
Yes.
Dane and Candace.
Yep.
On That Healing is Right.
And Faith.
And
I know
Faith.
will be
That's
there.
right. And
and
Faith.
JD King.
There's a lot of people that they'll probably be meeting now.
I talked to JD because he wrote a book on healing, has incredible expertise in the area.
Yeah, he wrote a volume
of
on
history
healing
and stuff like that. So I talked to him the other day about being a voice in this and helping us understand how we can be better how we can better serve people for healing.
Yeah. So that'll be coming out soon. You'll be meeting some new people, and then as well a new Be Fierce podcast, and that's pretty much going to be you, right?
Yeah.
You'll be heading that up.
Yep.
I'm sure you'll be having other people speak into it, voices, but you're going to run that bad boy.
Yes.
So that might be a reason, whether you're guy, girl, anything else out there, download the Be Fierce app, because the
definitely.
podcast will be delivered through our apps.
Yes.
I hope everybody heard that. The podcasts will be delivered through the apps.
Yes.
Now, that doesn't mean that they won't ever go online, but primarily it's going to be on your phone because that's where you listen to.
Yes.
And we'll find out exactly where that is on Instagram because they've already followed us.
Yes.
Okay.
That's fun.
Is there anything else that we need to update people before we head into this next week?
I would say that if people want to contact us, if there's ever something that they feel like that we can help serve, we want to create tools that help you. And if you see an area in our ministry that you're like, man, I wish you guys are so good at this. We wish you would help us in this area, or that you could help in this way at a tool. Doesn't mean we'll be able to do it right at that moment, but you need to know, like, we're open source in a sense. Like, we want people speaking into this.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at that.
Open source.
We want people speaking into this because we're not just we're not just sitting here talking for ourselves. If this isn't helping, then we want to change. And we've listened to that on the Be Fierce thing. That's why we moved to basically like a 3-day thing.
Yeah.
If you haven't been reading it, it's great. We switch up now. Within the week, we only do 6 because on the 7th day, we're doing more of a recap with a video. And we had people actually kind of request that.
Right.
Guys who are doing it for a Bible study and things like that. And so we had the ability to adjust.
Right.
To
We
be able
started
to
doing audio podcasts because people said, hey, I'd rather listen to it on the way.
Yep. And that takes time and energy from us, but we want to do it because we want to serve you best. So I think if you'll send in those recommendations, it doesn't mean we can do all of them, but if you have something, I mean, enough with the recommendations to bring James back. Okay, next week he'll be back. Blah, blah, blah. Stop making fun of Garner. No.
Never.
No, that's it keeps. I mean, some of you have only messaged us because we make fun of him. So why would we stop? We get to talk to you.
Yeah, somebody said they used to make fun of my long hair, and that's no longer a thing. I think everybody's just bought in.
Okay.
I mean, come on, amen.
Yeah, or we just realize you're a hopeless cause.
Or you're just always going to look like a hobo. So
we just know that's how you're most like Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing is the length of hair. Good Lord. I got some work to do. Okay. So if you do have those recommendations,
more than just fish, though. So
I'm trying to wrap this up. No, I should not have brought. Hey, what about Garner over there? Huh? So the way that you would send us those recommendations is podcast@herebelions.org.
Are you asking, or because you know better than me?
Yeah, send it to podcast@herebelions.org, or obviously reach out social media, PM, direct messages, all of those things. We would love to hear from you. I would like to say this, I am thankful for the engagement that our audience has even given us the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It feels like we're learning a little bit more about them.
Yeah.
And we are certainly thankful that you take time out of your week to listen to us.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
You are awesome, and we want to do this and make it more valuable for you. So any way we can do that,
yes,
shoot us an email.
And Jeremy won't call you a moron ever again.
I am sorry about that. Something just comes over me. I've got coffee in my hand, which I usually don't have.
In a prescription
And
bottle.
it makes me angry. Yeah, it's my wife's coffee mug that says Mr. Java Joe Espresso, prescription coffee. Drink 1 mug by mouth.
I thought you were wrapping this up.
Guys, have a wonderful week.
Bye.
That's how we're ending?
We're running straight.